Hey guys, this is Dr. Castillo with Spanish Chiropractic Success, where we teach chiropractors basic to intermediate Spanish, equipping them with the right skills to make chiropractic accessible to Spanish speakers in their area. Today I want to go over culture. Culture is definitely important when it comes to servicing the Spanish-speaking population, because if you don't understand the culture, you really can't serve them properly. You can't communicate properly if you don't know where their mind's at in the first place. So I'm going to be going over an example today. We'll say low back injury, right? It's very common here in the world. And I'm going to differentiate for you the two cultures and how they respond. So to begin with, if you are an English speaker, if you are a US citizen, you were born and raised, you have family that's interconnected here, you have resources, you understand how the system's set up, and you're in a low back episode of pain, guess where most likely you're gonna go? You could probably guess, because probably everybody watching this is from the US culture. You're probably gonna go to your general doctor. You're probably gonna go to maybe a general practitioner, nurse practitioner. Maybe you'll do a telehealth visit, right? I would say most Americans do that if they're English speakers or native English speakers. And you can probably guess what they're gonna do for you. They're probably gonna tell you, oh, if you got this low back pain, just take some Tylenol. Maybe we'll write a prescription out for some naproxen. Be sure to, do hot ice, rest. You'll get better, trust me. And if it doesn't get better, they'll probably send you out for maybe some exercises, maybe some physical therapy, and hope for the best. And there are a variety of reasons why people do that, and then why those recommendations are acceptable. And a lot of it's actually because of how insurance works and how it covers goods and services or I should say medical services. Now, I would say people get generally good outcomes in that scenario if the problem is basic, right? If it's a little bit more complex, and even if it's still basic, it's always a good idea to use chiropractic. But let's go over the Spanish-speaking example. So let's say you go to, let's say you live in Mexico, we'll say. It's a pure example. And let's say you speak Spanish. You speak just a very little bit of English, but not a lot. And let's say that you have a U.S. citizenship status of maybe like a green card. Now, basically, in this scenario, if you have that citizenship status, you may or may not be comfortable going into a clinic or a hospital. You may not even know who to call if you have low back pain. You probably will go to a pharmacy, maybe to begin with. You'll probably ask a friend or family member, like, hey, where can I get some ibuprofen? Now, that's pretty straightforward. Going to a Target, Walmart, whatever pharmacy is available. Now, if that doesn't work, guess where you go? You don't go to the hospital, because that might be uncomfortable, or a clinic, because they're going to ask all those questions, right? Imagine you're new here. They're going to ask you, where do you live? What's your citizenship status? And we all know that's just basic protocol stuff. But if you don't know that and you're a Spanish speaker, you might be a little skeptical of that, right? So you're not going to want to partake in the medical system that's set up for you. You're going to go to somebody's house. Okay. What do I mean? What do I mean by that, right? You're going to go to somebody's house. People in the community, in the Spanish-speaking community, there are healers. And these people work on muscles. They do massage work. They do bone work. Some of them are spiritual healers even. These are the basically first line of defense for a low back pain episode. Literally just happened to me not too long ago, where a patient came in. They said, Doc, so far I've done X, Y, and Z. I've taken some meds, went to somebody's house. They did some muscle work on me. Hasn't helped. What can you do for me? And notice, I am number 3. I'm number 3. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be at least number 3. More often times than not, I'm number 2 as far as like line of defense. But for my English speakers, I'm like 4th or 5th down the line as far as like, hey doc, I've tried anything and everything under the sun, and finally I'll try chiropractic. That's usually what happens to English speakers, sadly enough. So notice between those two examples, you have English speakers are going to partake in the medical system and the culture. Spanish speakers really don't abide by those rules or standards. They want results that are quicker. A lot of times they don't have health insurance. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They want to go through the path of least resistance, which means they're going to come see me because I speak Spanish, or at least they're going to go see somebody that works out of their house that speaks Spanish, right? Not somebody that speaks English. Pay attention to that, because if chiropractors only knew, if the chiropractors actually knew that, I feel that more would actually opt to learn Spanish, or at least hire more Spanish-speaking personnel in their clinic, because then chiropractic would be more accessible to Spanish speakers in the area, and people would actually take them up on it because they're looking for it as a first or second line of defense for their low back pain, right? Or first or second solutions to pick from. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. This is just a glimpse of the culture. If you understand the culture, you can serve the culture better. And this is all about educating and empower, once again, chiropractors and chiropractic students on the importance of making chiropractic accessible to Spanish speakers. You guys have an awesome and blessed day.